In this video, you will learn creative, colorful portrait retouching in Photoshop like you see on Instagram. Coming up. Hi everyone, I am Harshvardhan. Welcome to harshvardhanart.com. In this special video, I will show you how you can give your portraits creative, colorful Instagram effect, which is very famous these days. And before we go any further, please hit the like button and subscribe if you have not already subscribed. And please consider sharing this. Having said that, let's get started. Let's open the image in Adobe Photoshop. Press Ctrl J, Command J to have a duplicate copy of it. Right click and select Convert to Smart Object. Go to Filter and Camera Raw Filter. Now let's come to the Camera Calibration option and take the blue primary, hue towards the cyan and increase the saturation a little bit. Then take the green primary and take it towards the right side, maybe something like this, and red primary according to the skin tone you like. Maybe 37 is fine for this, and you can increase the saturation if you want to. Go to the basic panel and take the temperature towards the blue side until you see this blue color everywhere or the cyan color everywhere. And then come to the HSL panel, come to the hue panel and change the hue of red. Adjust according to your liking, the kind of skin tone you want. And then come to the saturation. If you want, increase the saturation of red, orange and yellow. Then come to the luminance. And bring down the orange a little bit so that it becomes a little darker, and red as well. And you can adjust the hue of the blue, so you can just bring down the aqua a little bit and the dark a little bit, blue a little bit, so that it becomes a little darker. If you want to see the before and after, press P on your keyboard and that would show you the before and after. Thereafter, press OK to apply all the adjustments. And now you can see we have applied this effect on this, and this is a smart filter. Let me show you. So if you want to change it, just double click on this camera raw filter twice. So you can see this is a smart filter, so we can adjust it anytime. So if we just double click it, it's going to launch the camera raw once again, and then we can again go for the adjustments we want. So if you want to modify it, you can do that as well. So you can lower down the highlights, increase the contrast, so whatever you want, you can do that. And increase the vibrance if you want, increase the saturation if you want, clarity, anything else, and then press OK. And those settings would be updated over here. And if you want to go back, you can do that as well, just by double clicking it. Now close it. Now let's add some bokeh. So for that purpose, we'll take one image. So you can literally take any image, but for this purpose, I'm going to take this image. If you want to download all of these files which have been used, or stock images which I have used in this, you can download it from the link in the description section below. Just scale it up and adjust it so that it covers the entire image, and then just press Ctrl L, Command L to increase the levels command, and click in the middle and drag it to the right side so that it becomes a little darker. Something like this. We are making it darker just because this is little too bright. All right. And you can see this level is applied. So right click and select the rasterize layer, that would apply this effect, and then again right click and select convert to smart object. So that would be converted into smart object, and then go to the filter and blur gallery. But before that, I would like to save my image so that I don't lose the progress which we have recently made. So I'll press Ctrl S, Command S to save the image as a PSD file. I will choose the location where I want to save it, and thereafter I will press the save button and then go to the edit and select purge and select all. So that would remove all of my histories, and that would free up some RAM so that I can work efficiently on Photoshop. And if you want to know how to boost the speed and performance of the Photoshop, check out the video in the description. Now go to the filter and blur gallery, and from here you can increase the blur amount whichever you want. So that's going to actually create the bokeh in this image. So you can take any image and turn that into a bokeh. You can adjust the light bokeh with the help of this one, that would adjust how much bright the bokeh would be, and you can adjust the bokeh colors as well from here with this slider. And you can even pick the light range from here, so how much light it is going to consider while creating bokeh. So you can just decide that as well. So you have the full control over it, and we have decided the field blur for this purpose, because field blur applies on the entire image. So you can literally adjust it the way you want the bokeh effect. And once happy, press OK. And that's going to take a little while because this is very heavy effect. And now you can see we have got the blur gallery, so we can even go back and change the setting if you are not happy with that. And then right click and select rasterize layer, and right click and select convert to smart object once again. Now let's try to change its blending options, layer blending options. So let's go for lighten, screen, soft light, overlay. Let's see which one looks better. I think lighten is looking much better, or we can simply go for the normal mode as well. And now we will click on the mask button while holding Alt or Option. That would create a black mask, and that would completely hide the effect from visibility, or it won't be visible. Mind my grammar. Now choose the brush tool, and that should be the soft as round brush. This is the soft round brush with 0 hardness. Select this one and choose the opacity around 50%. Press 5 on your keyboard to make it 50%. Come down on the foreground color. Make sure this color is white. So if it is not, if it is something else, press D on your keyboard. That would turn it into a default color, and then you can press X on your keyboard to flip it. And now make sure you select the mask. If you select the image, that won't work. So you have to select the mask from here. And now start painting on this area, and that would reveal the bokeh layer over here. So we'll paint on certain areas of the image where we want that bokeh to be appear. Since we have the 50% opacity, you have to paint twice if you want the full bokeh to be revealed over here. Maybe something like this. And now you can see the before and after. And select the layer. Go to the filter and choose the camera raw filter. We are going to give it the same color as we did to the portrait image. So we'll come to the camera calibration option and come to the blue primary and drag this hue slider towards the cyan, and you will get this kind of a result. And you can adjust the green primary as well, and come to the basic panel. You can add the temperature if you want a little bit more, and then press OK. So that way we have the similar result over here, so that it belongs, so that it mixes with our portrait image. And now it looks much better. And you can zoom in and select the mask option and remove it from the model's face if you accidentally painted over here with the black color and soft as brush, so that this bouquet is not accidentally comes over the face of model. Now this one is looking much better. And now press Ctrl L, and now we'll make it brighter. So we'll click in the middle slider and drag it towards the left side, and then we'll press OK. And then create a new blank layer by clicking over here on this new page like icon. That would create a new blank layer, and then change its layer blend mode to soft light. We are going to paint some colors over the image. So go to the windows and select the swatches from the bottom, maybe over here. Yes, these are the swatches. Click over here and those swatches would be visible. And now we have different color, so we can pick any color we want. So for this purpose, let's see, let's go for something like orange. All right, this one is just fine. And with the softest brush, make sure the opacity is around 50 or 20%. Soft round brush, and start painting on different areas. So that's going to add that color. And if you want, you can change this layer blend mode to screen, or its screen is looking good, and pick another color. This time let's say red or pink, and then yellow color, and keep on painting a little bit wherever you want that cool effect to appear. Try different color, maybe this purple, and you can see by turning this on and off, now this one is looking much amazing. Now let's come to the adjustment layer. Select this vibrance adjustment layer, click on this, and that would create a vibrance adjustment, and click and drag the vibrance slider to +30. So that's going to basically add more saturation to the cooler color and increase the saturation if you want. Now let's come to the adjustment layer, and this time come to the exposure adjustment layer, which is this one. Click on this, and here we have three sliders: exposure, offset, and gamma correction. So we'll work on the exposure. So we'll increase a little bit exposure and gamma correction. That would add more contrast and brightness to the image. And now we'll select the mask tool, this mask, and then soft as brush once again, and make sure the opacity is 50% and the foreground color is black, and we'll paint on the model's face or on the model, so that this doesn't affect the model but the rest of the image. So that would create a vignette effect. So you can see by turning this on and off, this one is looking much better, and we have more focus on the girl. And now come over here and in the adjustments once again and select the selective color adjustment, which is this one, and we can adjust different colors with the help of this one. Right now we are adjusting the red color, so you can adjust these sliders of cyan, magenta, yellow, and black to get the desired result. So you can basically control the skin tone and other, and change this color to the cyan and adjust that, whether you want to make it darker, brighter, less saturated, or more saturated. You can adjust everything with the help of this one. Now let's come to blue, adjust the blue as well. Alright, blue is not available in the image and it's not doing anything, so let's go for the neutral and then adjust that as well. Neutral is very good to give your image a cinematic look. This is very helpful for cinematic color grading. So you can see we can give it any kind of a effect we want with the help of all of these sliders. And there is no hard and fast rule. You can adjust it according to your liking. And you can see by turning this on and off. Let's adjust the black a little bit more. Now press Ctrl Alt Shift E to create a merge copy and then change its layer blend mode to linear light. That way we are going to sharpen this image. This one looks ugly, but don't worry. We'll go to filter and choose other and choose high pass. And from the radius we have to select 1.2 or 1.5 for the portrait images and then press OK. And that would apply the sharpening to the entire image, but we don't want that. We want the selective sharpening, and for that purpose we'll create a black mask. So we'll click on the mask icon while holding Alt or Option, select the mask. This time choose the softest brush once again with 50% opacity and foreground color as white, because if we'll paint on with the white, it's going to reveal the layer. So it's going to reveal the sharpening. So we'll paint on the eyes, lips, hairs and little bit on the dress. So that way only those area would be sharp and it won't affect rest of the image. So that's the professional sharpening technique. And you can see this image is very small. That's why you see lots of grains and these artifacts. But if you are working with full resolution image, you will not face this kind of a problem. I have selected the smaller image because the effects become very heavy and I'm recording at the same moment as well. That's why my computer gets lagged. And you can see by turning this on and off. Now let me select all these layers and press Ctrl G to group all the editings, and let me show you the final result. So this is our final result. And if I turn this off, this is the before image. And this is the after we have applied this creative colorful portrait retouching Photoshop Instagram effect. So thank you so much. I hope you have enjoyed today's episode. If you did, hit the like button. If you did not like the video, hit the dislike button. If you have any question or if you want to say something, leave that in the comment section below. Till then, keep shooting and unleash the creative in you.